Can you see the screen? Online participants, can you see the screen that I have shared?
Yes, sir, we can see the screen. Thanks.
I hope you can see, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's start. Good afternoon. Hello. Hello, are we ready to start? All right. So I want you to download the company file that we completed last week. We have completed a few accounts categories, right? And now today we have the full document of the accounts, the list of the accounts. And according to that, we have to transform our company account list, right? So I want you to open the company file first. You have to open the correct company file, right? You have to open the correct company file. If it is the correct company file, it should have 83 days remaining. 83 days remaining if it's the correct company file. If the duration is different, then you are working with the wrong company file. Make sure you download the right company file and use it. You should have the company file in your email or wherever you took the last week. Right, I hope you downloaded the company file and you open the company file. Through this third step, you have to select and continue. Okay, all right. Then when you go to the accounts command center, I hope now these words are familiar to you, right? What is a command center? When you take the command center, what is the area you can do? What is the area you are seeing? It's in the file system. Now, what? Right? After opening the company file, go to the accounts command center, and under that you have the accounts list. Right? When you go to the accounts list, here you can see the different tabs of or different categories of accounts, right? Out of which we have already amended the other expenses, other income, expense, not the expenses, right? The cost of sales, income, right? Income, all these, few of these categories we have modified, okay? Right? You can't hear. You can't hear properly. Loud is not enough. Not enough. Now is it fine? Is it okay now? Is it okay? Not till now? Is it okay now? Hello? Is it okay? No, can't. Right, so we have modified a few categories last week. Now let's open the account list. We were modifying, right? Here you can see in the same folder that I have worked with, and also in the LMS page, you can see this document called account list certificate. So I want you to download. You can't see. Can't see. You can download the document that is available in the LMS page, okay, called account list certificate. So open that document. If you already have the downloaded document, you will have all these categories that are highlighted because we have modified those categories. Now today we are going to modify the rest of the categories. So if you carefully look into the categories we have modified the income category, right? And the cost of sales category, and also other income and other expenses category, right? Then we have to look at the other categories that we have not touched. Out of those, next I'm going to touch the because I'm going to first finish the income statement or profit and loss statement related account categories. Therefore, the next or the remaining category is expenses. Okay, so we will go to the expenses category and see how we can modify that accordingly. Okay, just to refresh your understanding of how you have to modify the accounts, right? You have to make sure you have to try your best to convert an existing account into a new account rather than deleting and creating new accounts, right? And also the position of the account changes based on its number, and you have header accounts and detailed accounts and different levels of accounts. You have to be careful with that whether that account is a header account or a detailed account. And also, if there are accounts with links, okay, if there are accounts with links, you have to be you have to carefully see whether that is an exact match of what you are going to change. Right? Now, for example, check account you can convert as the Sampath Bank current account. So it's the exact same account, but the name is different. Then in that case, you don't have to touch any link, right? Check account links are suitable for the Sampath Bank current account as well. But if there are any accounts that have links, then you have to be careful whether that is suitable. For one expense, the links that are relevant for one expense may not be suitable for another expense. Therefore, you have to make sure it is exactly suitable if they are linked accounts. If they are not linked accounts, that's fine. If it's a free account, then you can modify as you wish. Okay, understood? Right. So we will start modifying the expenses list. Expenses parent category or the main account number is 6-0000. So it's also it's here expenses 6000, and then 6-1000, that is financial expenses. Okay. Here there is no such category called financial expenses. So 1000 we will change the name as financial expenses. Okay. So in front of the account there is a white zoom arrow. And there's a small arrow. We call that white zoom arrow. Click on that arrow and change that as the financial expenses. And also it should be kept as a header account, right? It should be kept as a header account. Okay. And then under financial expenses, okay, under financial expenses, you have an account called 1100 bad and doubtful debts. Check whether there is an account called bad and doubtful debts or bad debts or some similar account. No? No any bad debt account? No, right? You don't have any suitable account, right? Then what you can do is, here you can see that account number is taken by another expense. That same account number is taken by another account, and also that doesn't have any link. So it's a free account. It's an independent account. So the easiest thing you can do is you can just change the name of that account. So 1100 is legal and professional fees account, right? So open that, and so I'm changing only the name, bad and doubtful. Bad and doubtful debts. And also you don't have to, under the detail tab of the accounts, see, in this account under the detail tab, you don't have to select any tax code because it mentions not taxable, NT, right? No any tax code is relevant for this. So you can just rename this account. So like that, I want you to continue all the accounts modification. Okay, shall we continue doing this? Then for the bank fees and bank charges, there is an account we need called bank fees and charges. There, the account number is different, 1120. So I will take the same bank charges account and change the number as 1120 and bank fees and I just change it as bank fees and charges. Right? Next two accounts are done. And then discounts allowed 1210 is the account number. Okay, I have a discount taken account. Okay. And here, Lama, if you have a doubt, here is the discount taken account. That's an account called discount taken. But we are now going to create the discounts allowed because in our system we are using discounts allowed as an expense. Right? Discounts allowed is an expense. And discounts taken or discounts received as an income. But in this model, in my UOB, they are originally giving that income discounts taken also inside the expenses. And whenever you enter the entry, it is entered as a negative entry here. Right? Then it is showing you the net discount you have received. But we can convert this according to our requirement. Then we will ignore this discounts taken account. Without touching the discounts taken account, we will convert now that into discounts received. Now what I'm going to do here is, in the discounts taken account, I'm going inside that account and I'm going into details. And I'm checking where the link is. Right? I'm checking where the link is. Here you can see this is linked to the discount received function. Right? So I go into that function with this white zoom arrow. And Here I am deselecting, I take discount for early payments. I am removing that thing. Understood? In this function, in this function, there was a tick that you have selected. I take discount for early payments. Right? There I have removed that tick. Okay, then that link is removed with that. Understood? We have done this in the previous accounts also. Okay, now you can see this discount taken account is a free independent account that doesn't have a link here. The link is removed, right? The link is removed now. Is that clear?
Hello, sir.
Okay,
Hello, sir.
right? What I have done is, because in the expenses, now listen, those who are having doubt, why did I do that? Right? Doubt now, let's say you didn't do this, then what is the next option you have? Lamai, listen. Lamai, listen this. Now let's say if you are having a doubt on what we have done here, because we have removed the tick of discount received, and now we are going to convert that received account into discounts allowed. Right? Let's say if we didn't do this, right? If we didn't do this, what is our next option? Our next option is to delete this discount received account. Right? Delete this discount received account. Take one, 10. Now it's too many roles, right? Like lecturing, technical servicing of and online lecture delivery. It's so difficult to handle so many functions, right? I take care of this technology. There's an online platform running and manage the digital downloads. So now is it okay? No. No. Is it okay now? So the next step, no? Hello? Is it okay now? No. Still no. Okay. Rama, you all keep quiet, right? Don't shout. Then the others will hear maybe through these words. Right? You don't talk with each other, you listen to what I'm saying. And if you have a doubt, you can ask from me. That is fine. Huh? Hello? Audible? No. Okay, I hope you are editing the account list, right? I want you all to edit the account list. So I am changing the discounts received. Listen, I have changed the discounts taken account as a not linked account, right? I have removed that link, and now I'm going to change that account as discounts allowed. Okay, this is the account I want, discounts allowed account, and the account code is 1210. So I'm changing this as 1210. The name is discount allowed. Okay, the name is discounts allowed. And click OK. Now I can see it's coming according to the required order. VAT and doubtful debts, bank fees and charges, and then discounts allowed, right? 6 dash 1210.
Sir, discount allowed is a.
And then there is an account called interest expenses. Let me see whether there is an account called interest expenses. Right. There is no such account, then we will have to create a new account called interest expenses, right? Click on new. Account code is 1400. Let me see whether there's 1400. Okay. See, 1400 account code is there. right? 1,400 account number is there. That is for subscriptions. So let me change that account as the interest expense. Interest expense. Okay, not linked to any other account. And then late fees, 1,800 is late fees paid. That is already there, so you don't have to worry about it, right? 1,800 is already late fees paid. So you don't have to worry about that because it's already there. Now, under these financial expenses, there are some unnecessary accounts also. We are not going to brush up everything because now, for example, when you kept on editing, there is an account called depreciation here. An account called depreciation appears here, but you are not required to have it under these expenses. Now you don't have to delete that, right? Because it may be needed if you deleted it to brush up things. Because you want to make sure that it's in order first. The problem is depreciation is usually a required account in any company. Therefore, depreciation account will be needed somewhere, even though it's not needed here. Right? Therefore, you have to think, as I told you, this is like a chess game. You have to think of the next step also, something. Right? Now, let me show you. Somewhere depreciation may be needed. Where? Depreciation. Here, depreciation and amortization, right? Depreciation and amortization is there. Even if you have deleted, that will not be a big problem. But under depreciation, you have so many accounts if you want. You can create, right? So like that, that's why I told you. No need to delete everything in the first. First, check whether they can be stopped and changed accordingly. End of the day, like after completing all the cluster only, you can delete unnecessary accounts. Okay. Right. Now we will look at the general expenses, 6,300. Okay, 6,300 is there, but it is advertising or something. Now we will convert or change the name as general expenses. General expenses header account. Under that you have number of expenses. Can you all do that now? I hope you all can do that independently. Okay. Start doing it.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Discount allowed is a wet note, sir.
In a minute, I can't hear you. What is the issue?
Sir, discount allowed 6, 12, 10 is a wet note. You putting the N minus T.
This is, you are talking. I can't hear you properly. Can you drop a message in the chat? Discounts, something we missed under those discounts and some of the other accounts, the tax code, right? I think that is what you have mentioned. Here, under the discounts allowed, right? The discounts allowed, the tax code is not NT, it should be VAT. Right? You have to change the tax code. And also for the interest expense, it's okay. And for the late fees paid, it's also VAT. VAT included. Then
Yeah, correct. That's
under
why I'm
the-
asking for it.
okay. Then general office expenses is also VAT inclusive. Then insurance. For these areas, for these accounts, you can create new account, right? Like for general expenses, under general expenses, for many of those accounts, you can create new accounts. Now for postage expense, you have an account, right? You don't have to create a new account for postage. So you can just change the name, not the name, but the number. For printing, for printing, there is an account called printing and Printing and photocopying is a required account, but for printing there is an account. So let's convert the printing account as the printing and photocopying, right? Account number is 3590. When there are suitable accounts, try your best to modify those accounts and keep them rather than adding and deleting. For rent also there is an account, but you have to change the name and the number slightly. Rent computers, right? 3,600 is the code and value-added tax included. In the subscriptions. So subscriptions, subscriptions you will have to create one because you have modified this previous subscription account. D650. Then there is about the general expenses. Then we can look at the operating expenses. 4006-4000 is the parent category, and operating expenses, the name is also correct. And under that, you have advertising expense. Advertising expense, there are no such account, right? 4050. 4050. So you will create a new account for advertising for 450. Advertising VAT inclusive. There 4100 cleaning. That is okay, you don't have to change anything, right? 4100 only the VAT inclusion you have to select VAT inclusive. And then you have a depreciation, and for depreciation there is a special category, a header account and a separate set of sub accounts. Just because of that, you don't have to delete this telephone account, right? There's an account called telephone. Just to brush up the category, you don't have to delete it because there is a telecom dash fax account called 4710. So you can rename or renumber it and rename it. So we are going to create a new account, but not just create new account. We can modify the depreciation account. If you have deleted this depreciation account previously, you will have to create a new depreciation and amortization account. But since I have not deleted that, I am taking it and modifying it as the depreciation and amortization. All right. Is that clear? Even if you have deleted, that is fine. It's not a problem. Here, the code is 4150. and the name is depreciation and amortization, and it's a header account, right? It's a header account. Then it will go to the right place. Okay. And under that, I have to mention these sub accounts: amortization land, depreciation building, depreciation office furniture, all that, right? For those, there are no any suitable other accounts. Therefore, we will have to create new accounts for all this depreciation, right? 160. And there can be certain accounts, their names are too long to be included in that field, right? Now, listen to this point. There can be certain accounts that their name is too long for the given field. Then what you have to do is you can shorten the name, but make sure the first part or the most important part is correctly written grammatically, or not grammatically, spelling should be correct. Because with that spelling you are searching. When you want to select an account, when you want to pick an account from the drop down, you will be searching with the correct spellings. Therefore, make sure the first letter or first word spellings are correct. And then you can shorten the rest of the words. Okay. Now, for example, in this case, the amortization word should be there properly, right? After that, let me modify a little bit. Amortization and improve. That's it. Then I know it's land and improvements, because then for the entire name, the space given is not enough, right? It's not taxable. Then next is 4,165. That is depreciation of buildings, right? It is in the given list. It is shortened as the word depreciation is being shortened, right? But I recommend you to write the correct word depreciation, and that buildings part you can modify if you want, right? Because that is how you will be searching. Depreciation buildings. You can anyway write that. Depreciation dash buildings. Okay. I'm just saying, don't just copy and paste those type of stuff, because the meaning is depreciation of buildings, right? The account name is depreciation of buildings. It is given as a very short form. The depreciation is given as a short form, but better write the entire word as depreciation and building, because when you are searching, you will not remember this short form. You will remember how to spell the depreciation. You will be searching with that correct spellings, right? Therefore, write it as depreciation properly and then buildings. Simply don't just copy paste the name. Write it as you can later find it. This is how I have written the office furniture and equipment. I have shortened the last part of the name, but I have kept accurately depreciation dash office furniture, right? Depreciation, storeroom equipment. I have created a new account for that. Ground equipment. Depreciation of ground equipment is the last one. Right, and also by looking at this given account list, under the operating expenses, the depreciation and amortization come in the second level, right? If you look at the levels of accounts, and under the depreciation and amortization, shifting it to another level, you have this amortization of land, depreciation of buildings, depreciation of office, all these sub depreciation accounts are coming under the third level, right? But when you create those accounts in the MyOB company file, they all are coming in the same level. Therefore, I want you to push these sub accounts into the third level. Just a simple technique, right? Select it and click on the down button here, right? It just appearance only the matter is related to appearance, but to show that these are coming under that main or the header account. So here, I took all those accounts into the third level. Okay. Not the third level, actually the fourth level, final fourth level. And then electricity account I have to create. Okay. Then the employment expense account, we have to change the header, we have to change as wages, wage and employment expenses. Right. And under that, 5,105 fringe benefits tax, that is okay. And 5,110 self amenities, 5,120 EPP superannuation. So we will change it as the EPF expenses, right? The 5,130 wages and salaries. 5,140 workers' compensation, don't have to change that. 5,150 other employer expenses. Again, you don't have to change. Right. Then there were some accounts we left in under the financial expenses to see whether they can be converted to something else. But now we have no need of them. Then we can delete them. Okay. So 1,100 bad debt needed, bank and bank fees and charges. Now the discounts allowed, interest expense, right? And then late fees, office supplies you don't need, right? Office supplies you can delete it. Then late fees paid, you can leave. Freight paid. Again, freight paid you can delete from here, right? When you try to delete the freight paid, you are not allowed to delete because it's linked to the freight calculation. So I go to that function and I deselect that. I pay freight on purchase. I deselect that. Okay. I remove the tick of freight. Then I can delete the freight account. Okay. And late fees paid and shrinkages and spoilage account also I can delete. Right. Now my expenses category is fine. And not only the expenses category, all the accounts related to the profit and loss statement or income and expenses account are all modified. Okay. All right. Income and expense, all the accounts are modified. I want you all to finish the expense category. And then you can take a small break. Before taking the break, mark your attendance. Okay. Right, you all can mark the attendance. Right. Shall we start again? How about the others? Okay, are we good to start? Right, now we will start modifying the accounts related to the balance sheet, okay? Right. Here we have the balance sheet related accounts. They are the asset accounts, liability accounts, and the equity related account. And again, what was the method we can hear it? What was the method we used last week? Right. What was the method? What was the method we used last week when we have so many tabs to edit? We were selecting the easiest or the smallest one first, and then we finish that particular tab, right? Now, if you look at the accounts here, the smallest one is the equity, right? So we will first select the equity tab and then finish it off. After that, we can think of the liabilities and then finally the assets, right? So right. So here you can see under equity, right? Under the equity tab, 3-0000 is the equity, and under that there is a subcategory called shareholders equity, and the code is 3-1000, right? 3-1000 is there, but the name of the parent or the header account is owners equity here, It's just a matter of changing the name, right? Yeah, this is the word document. There in the left. Here, account list. Last week. So it's shareholders equity. Only a name change is required, right? So we will change this name as shareholders equity. Then under that we have 1,100 share capital, right? Here you have it as owners capital, so we will just change the name as share capital, right? Let's change the name. That's it. And then 1,200 owners drawings, right? Owners drawings, there's nothing to change there, right? Owners drawings, the account is named as owners drawings, so you don't have to change anything, right? And then 8,000 is retained earnings. 3-8,000 is retained earnings, just a matter of changing the level of that account to down, right? To the third level. Just click it down to the, sorry, not to the third level, to the fourth level, right? And retained earnings. Nothing to change. And then 9,000 current year earnings. Okay, that is also correct. You don't have to change anything. And then 39999 historical balancing. That is also there. There's nothing to change, only the level you have to change. Right. So that was the easiest, and we have finished that tab. Okay. Now we have finished the easy two tabs. Easy tab in the assets category, or the assets, sorry, not the asset category, the balance sheet categories. Out of 3 categories, we have finished the equity category. Now the remaining are liabilities and the assets, right? Out of these two, I would say liabilities is easy comparatively. So we will start with liabilities now. Okay. Finally, we will touch the assets because that has some, not complex, but that has so many accounts, right? Because there are cost account is there, accumulated depreciation account is there, so many varieties of accounts are there under the assets. Therefore, we will start with the liability now. Now this is the game you have to carefully play, right? Because in liabilities and assets, the main problem we had was the order in which the liabilities and assets are presented, right? In our practice, we are using the non-current liabilities first and the current liabilities last, right? But in this model, you can see current liabilities on the top, right? Current liabilities first and then the non-current liabilities. So our main objective is to swap these two upside down. Therefore, when you are numbering, when you are changing the accounts, carefully look at the pattern where you have to swap these two, right? Sometimes with very little change, you can modify the entire thing, right? Because just a matter of taking the set of accounts down, right? That is the objective. So only the first number will be changing in many accounts. So we'll carefully do that, right? 2,000 is liabilities. Okay, that is the parent. And then 1,000 is non-current liabilities. 2-1,000 is non-current liabilities. Non-current liabilities, right? And then 1,100, there's a bank loan account. But there is bank loan account under the non-current liabilities, but that is 2,100 in the account number. Now we have to change that as 1,100. Just a matter of changing the first number, right? So I'm going into the bank loans account and Instead of 2100, I am changing the first number as 1100. That's it. Okay. So the 2-level position I want to bring to the 1-level position. That's it. And then other non-current liabilities 1200. So there is an account called other long-term liabilities here 2200. So we will change the account number as 1200 instead of 2200, and then just change the name a little bit. Right. Number is 1200. Right. The problem came. Now, when you try to change it as 1200, you are not allowed because there is another account coming as 1200. What is the name of that account? Trade creditors. Right? Trade creditors. Then go and see, because you can't delete trade creditors, right? There should be a trade creditors account in any company. So what is the number, account number, this new list suggests for the trade creditor? Trade creditor, that is 2200. Now that's the problem. Again, 2200 is there. You can't change either one, right? You can't change 1200 to 2200. Again, you can't convert 2200 to 1200. This is the complex situation. In this type of cases, you initially give a fake number, just a slight difference, slightly different number. Temporarily, you are giving to just switch this off, right? Thereafter, you can make the correction. Now, carefully look at this, the board, how I'm doing it, right? Now, because first thing you have to do is, you have to bring the trade creditors, let's say, down, okay? Instead of changing trade creditors as 2200, I am giving one additional number, 2201, which was not given in the list, okay? I am making a slight temporary adjustment to this number because I want to keep a small difference between these two numbers, right? And then I click OK, and I know it's there under in the bottom line of this list. And then I can comfortably change this long-term liabilities as 1200 because now that number is vacant. Okay, now that number is vacant. 1200 long-term for the other non-current liabilities. So I change the name as well. And I do that. Okay. Other non-current liability is 1200. Then what can I do before forgetting, right? The trade creditors. The number I have given to trade creditors is not the accurate number. So before forgetting, I will change that to the required number, 2200. Clear? 2200. Now that number is also vacant. That's why I told you this is like a chess game. If you want to drag something to that one particular square, you make that free first and then drag thereafter to whatever you want. Right? Clear? Understood? The tactic we use there. Right. So trade creditors also you can highlight because you edited that. Then 2200, sorry, 2-2000 is current liabilities. Here, 2000 is current liabilities. So we will change the name. Right? It's not long-term liabilities, it's now current liabilities. Okay, the header account, current liabilities. And after current liabilities, you have MasterCard, that is 2130. You can see here, the MasterCard is there, but the code is 1130. Just a matter of changing the first number, right? It should be 2130 now. It's very simple, right? It's very simple. All the ones you are now converting into twos because then it will go into the current category. $2,130, right? Then 2,200 is also there. You don't have to change anything. And then account payable accrual inventory is there. Again, the first letter has to be changed as 2,000. That's it. We go into the right place. Then comes the VAT liability. Okay, VAT liability is given as 2,000. Sorry, 2-1,300, but it should be 2,300. The entire set should be into 2,000 categories, right? 2,300 is the VAT liability and header account, and 2,310 is the VAT collected, and 2,330 is the VAT paid. Okay, so that entire block we will change into 2,000s. Change the first number 2,000. Okay. And then the voluntary withholding payable is also 2,370. All thousands I am converting now into the 3,000, 2,000, right? To bring them to the required place. ABS withholding payable 2,380. Then the payroll liability, it should be instead of 1,400, it should be 2,400. The header account. 2,400 should be the header account. Then bring all the payroll related liabilities to the right places. Payroll accrual payable. It's 2,400 days. $2,600 is some deposits. Uh, Other current liability is 2,900. And then you have to create a new account for what? New account for EPF payable, right? For EPF payable, is there any account suitable? No, right? For EPF payable, there's no any account to convert, right? So any superannuation something? No. So we will create a new account for EPF payables, 2,430. The name is EPF payable. Right. Right. Are we done with liabilities? How about this side? Right. Are you all okay with the liabilities category? Done? Okay. Okay. Now we are going to start the most difficult. I don't say difficult. I mean, it's a category with the more adjustments. Right. The category that is having more adjustments, and the only thing is, even though there are more adjustments, now we have only one thing to do, one category to complete, and also you have some knowledge on this one. And then again, the other thing is, you know how to do that now, right? You have experience of how to do this. Therefore, we can now touch that and quickly we can finish it, right? So we will take the assets category, go to the assets tab. Parent or the highest level category is assets 1-0000. That is done. That is correct. And then 1-1000 is non-current assets. Right. So here 1-1000 is current assets. So we will quickly change the name. Only the name. Non. Non is the only word you have to type in front of That is, right? Non-current assets. And then under that, you have to have a number of non-current assets, land improvements, buildings, office furniture, all these are header accounts. You can see the pattern. Each asset type, asset class is having a header, and then there are two detailed accounts under that. One is its cost account, and the other is its accumulated depreciation account. Right? That is the pattern. And then there is an easy part even within the non-current assets. Even within the assets. Now we will pick the easier part within that category. Within that category, current assets is the easy part, right? Because non-current assets is having number of headers and details, right? Here, if you look at the current assets category, okay, current asset is starting. The number for the current asset is 1,000 1-2000. So we will change the fixed asset here. Fixed assets as current assets, because 1-2000 is fixed assets here, so we will change it as current assets. Current assets. Okay. And then let's find where the inventory is. Is there any inventory account under the current assets or under the top part? Inventory. General inventory or something? No, right? No, you can't find, right? Okay. So we will create that from the beginning. 2100. Do you have any 2100 category? No, right? $2,100. Right. So we will create that 2100 category. 2100 is a header account and the name is inventory. Right. And then under that you have to create general inventory 2105. Here you have something called merchandise inventory. Here. Did you see that? 1-3,000, 1,300. 1,300, that is merchandise inventory, is the inventory you have in your hand, right? So we will change it as 2,105. The name is general inventory, right? And then we will create a demo inventory account, a new account, 2,110. Demo inventory. Right? Okay. Demo inventory. That's then 2,204 parent header category for account receivables. Do we have account receivables? Here it's given as trade debtors. Do you see the trade debtors account? Trade debtors is another name for account receivable, right? Then even though you have trade debtors and provision for doubtful debt account, right? Both these accounts are there here, trade debtors and less provision for doubtful debts. But you don't have a parent or a header account for this. So we will create a header account 2,200 and then we will try to change it. But the problem is 2,200 is already taken by the lease improvements. Can you see that? It's taken by lease improvements. So we will change it a little bit. We will make it 2,209. Right? Can you make it 2209, the header account? Lease improvement header account, I want to change as 2209 temporarily, right? Without changing the location. And now we can change the account receivables account, create a new account, 2200 is the number and the name is account receivables. It's a header account. 2200 is the account number and that's a header account, that's a header account and account receivable. Okay. And then we will bring the trade debtor account and the provision account to the right numbers. Trade debtors account is changed as 2205. Right? 2205 is the number for trade debtors and less provision for doubtful debts is 2210. 2210. Okay, that number is already existing, 2210. Lease improvements at cost account is there, so shall we change that number slightly as 2211? Then we can make this 2210. Right? 2210, but you can see it is not in the right location because there is one account that we gave a temporarily different number, right? Because we have given a different number 2209 here. That is why the account is not in the right order, but we can later change that. But anyway, we have created these two accounts. We have taken into the right account number. Then 1-2350 withholding credit. Here you can see withholding credit is there. Now we will quickly change their numbers only. That is 2350. 2350 is the withholding credits header account. Then voluntary withholding credits is 2360. And then ABN withholding credit is 2370. We can rearrange the location of these accounts. Right? Are we done with withholding credits category? Then we have prepaid insurance. The account number is 2400. It is already there, but that is 1400. So we'll change that 1000 into 2000. That's it. 1000 into 2000. Now the objective is bringing the 1000 into the 2000 level, right? Just dragging them down. And then you have prepaid taxes. Again, 2600. 2600 already. Sorry, it's 2500, right? Prepaid taxes 2500. Again, 2500 exists. So when you look at 2500, okay, office equipment header account is there. So we will give a temporarily paid number to that 9 to the last number. And then we can change the prepaid taxes as 2500. And then 2,600 is prepaid deposits. Again, stores equipment account will clash with that. Therefore, I am just quickly changing that as 2,609, the header account temporarily. And then I can fill in the deposit paid as 2,600. Right? Now, I used one strategy to give a temporary number for those accounts that do not allow you to change your other account. Instead of doing that, right? Instead of doing that, you can directly modify those asset, non-current asset account into the right location at the same time. If you can handle that mess at the same time, then your time can be saved a little bit, but it can be a bit confusing sometimes. That's why I'm changing them with the fake numbers, and later I'm going to modify all the accounts. Okay, right? Now, deposits paid is sorry. Deposits paid is also taken here, 2,600. Now we will bring the cash on hand. Okay. Now we will bring the cash on hand. That is 2,001 dash 2,700, the header account. Right? Header account is 1 dash 2,700. Then 1 dash 2,710 is Sampath Bank current account. So we will, these are the accounts you don't have to create new accounts, right? Because you already have the check account. The check account we will convert as the Sampath Bank current account. Because Sampath Bank current account is going to be our check account. Okay. So I'm taking the check account and changing the number as 2,710. Then the name is Sampath Bank current account. Right? And then for the investment account, it should be Sampath Bank investments account, right? 2715 is the number. You can't paste that if the length is not sufficient. Instead of account, you can mention as AC. So you know it's account. Sampath Bank investment. Instead of account, you can mention it as AC. Right? So you can understand that. That is your account. And then Sampath Bank payroll account. 2,720. You can see there is a payroll check account, right? Payroll check account is there. So we will convert that as the Sampath Bank payroll account, right? 2,720. 2,720. Sampath Bank payroll account. Okay. All right. Right. So continue the rest of the account, right? I'll quickly now. Right. Hope you completed. Okay, cash flow over 730. Petty cash 740. Undeposited funds 2780. And electronic clearing account 2790. Right. So we are done with the current assets side, and then we have to carefully shift the non-current assets to the required heading under the required heading. So first non-current assets category is 1,200 land improvements. Now we will find where's land improvements. There's nothing called land improvements, but there is something called lease improvements. Can you see that? So that was the original number 2,200. So here we want to convert that as 1,200 now, right? Now, 2,000 numbers we are now converting into 1,000 numbers. That's what we are doing, right? So that 2,209, the temporary number we have given, we can convert that as 1,200, and we can change the name as land improvements, not the lease improvements. Land improvements as the header account. Okay. All right. And then under land improvements, you had two accounts, that is land improvements at cost. So here you have lease improvements at cost, right? Lease improvements at cost account. So we will change it as 1,210, and name is land improvements at cost. And then 1,220 lease improvements accumulated depreciation will now convert as land improvements accumulated depreciation. 1,220 land. So it's accumulated amortization because lands don't get depreciated, right? So it's accumulated amortization, land improvements. You can't paste that entire name. We'll modify suitably amortization and sorry, accumulated amortization, right? Accumulated amortization land and improvements, right? L and I, that is how I have mentioned, right? Accumulated amortization, land and improvements. 1,220 accumulated amortization of land and improvements. Then you have 1,300 buildings. Here you have that category under 2,000 categories. 2,300 buildings and improvements, 2,310 the cost, 2,320 the accumulated depreciation. So you will change that entire category as 1,300. 1,300 buildings. Right? 1,300 buildings in the parent category. And then 1,310 is buildings at cost. And then building accumulated depreciation, we are changing 1,320. The 2,320 we are converting into 1,320. And that gives you accumulated depreciation of buildings. Right? Yes, just a matter of changing the numbers and dragging it into the right location. Huh? Now in rocket science we are doing just a small dragging. And then office furniture and equipment, there is a category where the office furniture and equipment. Here, office equipment, 2,500 that we have converted at 2,509. Now we will convert it as 1,500, right? 1,500 office furniture and equipment. Office furniture and equipment. And then 1,510 office furniture and equipment at cost. So 2,510 you can change as 1,510. Office furniture and equipment. Office furniture equipment at cost. Then accumulated depreciation of office furniture equipment. 1,520. So 2,520 we will change as 1,520. Accumulated depreciation of office furniture and equipment. Right. Then storeroom equipment 1,600. Here you can see 2,609 we have adjusted. Storeroom equipment header. Right. So we will change it as 1,600. Store equipment instead of store equipment, storeroom equipment. Storeroom equipment 1,600. 1,610 storeroom equipment at cost. Sorry, 1,620 accumulated depreciation of storeroom equipment. Then the storeroom equipment category is also complete. Okay. Right. Then this ground equipment, there is no any available ground equipment category to change, right? So we will have to, do we have any ground equipment category? Do we have? No, right? So we will have to originally create that ground equipment header and the two detail accounts, right? So we will quickly create ground equipments. 1,700 is the header account. Okay. And then 1,710 is the ground equipment and cost. Detail account. And then 1,720 accumulated depreciation of ground equipments. Right. I hope your account creation speed has also increased by now. Right? Like in a few seconds, you should be able to create an account. Okay, done? Done. Right. So we are supposed to record the first journal entry today, but with the time limit limitation, I'm not going to record it now because if we are recording it, I have to explain with the reasons and everything, every background I have to explain. And we have to record the first because it's the first transaction. So both things record current only. And therefore we will do it next week. After completing the entire account list, right? You will have to upload your company file, FYO file, accurate FYO file to the given Dropbox. I'll give the Dropbox now. I'll give you like 4 days, right? Because I can see some of you have some adjustments to do. Okay? Because this is not something I want to, I mean, I'm not planning to test your understanding immediately, but I want to make sure you have completed your company file. And when you complete your company file to that level, you get that learn. Right? The objective of this course unit is to make sure you know this software. Right? It is not to always test you and put you in pressure. It is to make sure you know the subject. Right? Therefore, I'm giving you another 4 days. I'll keep it open for 4 days. Within that 4 days, you will have to upload your company file to the level we have discussed. Accounts and company. Okay. Right. So this is about the lesson we want to discuss. I wanted to discuss today. We have modified our entire account list. We can be happy, it's a major task. Right? You can see here, from today, you can upload your company file up to 5th November, 12 a.m. When is 12 a.m.? 12 a.m. කියන කීයද දවසේ? කොයි වෙලාවද? 12 a.m. What is the time on the day? පාන්දර 12ට නෑ දවල් 12ට. පාන්දර 12 කියන්නේ එදා කරන්න බෑ. කලින් දවසේ කරන්න. Understood? ඒ කියන්නේ දවස් 4යි මම දෙන්නම් කිව්වේ. 4th day වෙනකම් පුළුවන්. Today is first. Up to 4th, you can do it, right? Before this time, please upload it, okay? Right. If you have already completed the accounts list, right? If you have already completed, you just submit it. That's it. Okay, you don't have to take it as homework. Just submit it and finish it off. But if you have still some amendments to do, you can do it at form, right? Okay, so thank you very much for joining the session. We'll start the rest of the part next week. Next week is really important. We are going to enter the first ever transaction in MyUB, and then we will start working with the other purchasing cycle process, right? Okay, thank you very much. No, if you are creating a new account under that particular category, then you are basically looking into you are basically selecting that, automatically selecting that category. Okay. Right now, for example, you want to create an expense account. Then you look expense tab and create new account. Then automatically coming out. Yeah, other asset on that. The other asset thing is not showing there. Yeah, no, yeah. Up to this point, I'm just checking on the back, not checking. Thank you.